It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. Kicking off this show tonight, we heard something from the Back in Black release, AC/DC with Hell's Bells. And we just heard Airborne there with some firepower. And the guy who brings the firepower to the show is my partner and friend, Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
Hi, kids. How we doing?
We're doing well. Doing well.
You made it home.
I did. I made it home. I was home by 2:30 Sunday afternoon last week. I caught a very early flight out of LA at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah. Well, it was 8:30 my time and 9:30 your time.
Right.
So, by LA standards, it was early, but for people who are normally on East Coast time, it was in the middle of the morning.
Yeah, so that's not too bad. And you got home at a decent time.
Yeah, by the time I landed about 12:30, by the time I took the shuttle, got my car, drove home, it was about 2:30.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Got home, watched some football, went to bed.
Nah, I did laundry and, did some catching up around the house and, all that. But, yeah, I was probably watching Netflix by about 5:30 or 6. There
you go. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, I've been working in the studio all day for the most part.
What have you been doing? What needed other than massive updates, I'm sure?
Well, there was a lot of updates, and I switched out my my recording computer with a new Windows 10.
Okay.
And I also did some tweaking because I noticed when we talk, we have this buzzing periodically.
Oh, I've not heard that.
Well, I hear it. It's all gone now.
All right, well, perfect.
It's all gone now. So I'm always working to make the show better.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I can't even plug in and have the shit work.
Yeah, I had to transfer a bunch of files over from because, I was running some Windows 7.
Right.
And that's all come to an end, unfortunately. And, now I'm upgraded everything to Windows 10.
Yeah.
So the studio is up and running and modern and, as modern as it can be. So when I think back, when we started doing this show, you and I both actually went out and bought the first brand new PC for the what would become the CMS studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the computer store not far from your house. I think we went to what is it? Not Office Max, but one of those.
Center, CompUSA.
Yeah, CompUSA. Yeah, we went to CompUSA and bought Hewlett Packard.
Right.
We bought the HP.
Back then, it was probably on DOS.
Yeah, no, it wasn't quite that old. I think it was Windows XP.
Right. Wow.
Long ago. And then we upgraded to Windows 7, and now we're up to Windows 10.
Right.
So it's just a constant upgrading and making sure that we're good.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Yeah. So there we are. So. Yeah, I wanted to take a nap, but I didn't get no nap today, so I just decided, I'm just going to stick to it because if I just, slough off, then I'm going to be fucking around with this tomorrow, and I don't want to do that. I just had up this show and be done with it.
Well, I took one for you, so it's all good.
I'm sure you have.
Glad I could help.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously I was away last week, and you had one of your off shows.
Yes, I did.
And, I did listen to some of it live while Bob and I were waiting in the wings to call in from the NAMM Jam.
Sure.
And, you and AJ and the lovely Stephanie being as silly as usual.
Oh, yeah. Drunk as all hell.
Well, the thing is that because of your aversion to leaving the house and the fact that you have the studio be there, you had
they both had to stop drinking and still do 2 more hours of show while I just kept right on going.
Right.
Funny.
You had that advantage, so it's just how it goes.
Yep. Well, hey, I'm the star here. I shouldn't have to travel.
Exactly. Well, last week, I flew out to L.A. on Wednesday in order to, attend the Heavy Hall of Fame induction ceremony for Stephen Piercy and Don Dokken and Jeff Tate and Joe Satriani, and so that was a cool hang. There was a lot of cool people there, but I didn't stay inside for the whole ceremony. I was out on the, being LA in the middle of January, you can sit out on the outs patio.
Right.
So Don and I took a walk outside there for a little bit and sat outside and chit-chatted for a little bit.
Okay.
And he was out there, holding court.
Right.
With the people who come out to say hello and, talk to him and stuff. But I got into L.A. About noon. It was about 11:30, I think. And I drove to the hotel. It was only about a 40-minute ride. And I met up with James Curl, the guy who's writing the Dokken book at the Rally.
Sure.
And then Bob Nalbandian came down, and then Tim Yasui, formerly of London. He works for Cleopatra Records.
Yeah.
He came down, and then Don came down, and James's friend Mike was there, and then Toby came down. And so we were all at the bar like from 2:00 until about 6. And drinking Jack and Cokes and hanging out and cutting up and just talking. And it was just like, holy shit, it's almost 6:00. We got to get ready because this thing started at 6:30.
Okay.
So I had to go back to my room and get cleaned up and ready, and Don had to do the same, and the other guys, I don't know what they did. But, we were sitting around just having cocktails for about 4 hours.
Nice. Like that.
Yeah, it was fun. Just hanging out with a bunch of, music fans, people who enjoy just talking music and whatnot. So it was just a nice hang. And like you, when you don't have to go anywhere, when you're right there at the hotel,
yeah,
it's very convenient.
Exactly. You know who was there at the Hall of Heavy Metal or the Heavy Metal Awards? And I wish I would have known because I would have put you in contact with them. My publicist, Michael Mazer, was there.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was sending me pictures today, and I was like, is that the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame? He's like, yeah. I was like, Neeley was there. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Why didn't you tell me? I was like, because I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, I saw your buddy Muncie.
Oh, did you see Muncie was out there?
Yeah,
too?
he was there, of course.
Giving me shit, I'm sure.
Well, I didn't talk to him about you. He was busy doing shit. And, I didn't get to talk to him like I did last year because he was in the middle of kind of running around there trying to organize stuff.
Right.
And I saw our good buddy Jack Frost.
Okay.
He was part of the, I guess you would consider it the performance band.
Okay.
He was there helping out, doing some technical stuff and, whatnot. And it was kind of funny because Don and I were standing out in front of the hotel in the lobby area. And Jack came and he saw me and he was like in the middle of something, kind of rushing around there. And I said, so I just kind of yelled at him, "Hey, faggot, don't come over and say hi or anything." And he goes, "I'm busy doing stuff." And he just sort of walked off, and I could tell he was busy, I didn't think anything of it. And the next day, Bob and I and Toby went to the convention center to pick up our badges. And we were just kind of tooling around there a little bit. And Jack was sitting at one of the booths.
Okay.
And I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, where did you go?" I said, "I was looking all over for you yesterday." I said, he goes, "Dude, you probably think I'm an asshole." And I said, "I don't think you're an asshole." And he says, "The only thing that was going through my mind is, holy fuck, Neeley is going to just crucify me on the show." And I said, "Why would I do that?" And he goes, "You're not mad?" I said, why would I be mad?" He goes, "Dude, because I just kind of blew you off, And I said, "Well, I knew you were busy doing stuff." He goes, "Yeah, I know, but I came off like a real dick, and I thought you were going to call me out on it."
Oh, stop. Christ.
So I was just like, I didn't think that for a second.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, how's Jack doing?
Jack's good. You know, Jack was real good. We didn't talk to him for about a half an hour, and you know, he was out running around doing all his stuff, you know, and you know, he was telling me a little bit about the Seven Witches reunion with James Rivera. Right. And he did that on the cruise, and he said that really turned out well, and it, you know, he was really pleased with the results.
You gotta hear it, brother. It was great.
Yeah. And then then they have this big jam over at one of the clubs it's the Ronnie Montrose tribute jam.
Yeah.
And he got in that, you know, as well, and there was just a bunch of people over there. I didn't even bother because, you know, it just gets so crowded. You know, and I just don't have it in me to stand there shoulder to shoulder with people and hang out like that. So it's like, nah, I don't think so.
Well, and I saw it got shut down too by the fire.
Oh, did it? I didn't even know that.
I saw some video of what's his name, Craig Locicero.
Okay.
Online, he was like in a bus or something. I don't know what he was in, like a bus or a subway or something. They don't have a subway out there, do they?
No, not in that area. No.
Whatever he was on, maybe an RV or something. Whatever he was on, he was talking to his bandmate about how it got shut down by the fire marshal before they got to get on stage and play.
Well, it doesn't surprise me because, you know, NAMM is a big event, and everybody and their brother tries to get into these special shows.
Right.
And it's just so packed. And I didn't even bother. It's like, you know what, I'm not even going to do that. I could have gone and tagged along, but I you know, it's just there's just so many musicians that are invited to be a part of this, right? That you get 30 and 40 different musicians up there of, you know, all kinds of musicians, vocalists, guitarists, bassists, drummers, you name it. And, you know, they all got to take their turn up there. So it just gets really congested.
It's a big musician circle jerk.
It is. It really is. And it's just like, you know, as cool as maybe some of that might be to watch, for me, I just can't be that. I'm just too claustrophobic to be that, you know, jammed into a club like that. And, you know, the fact that the fire marshal shut the thing down does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, well, I would have passed. See, you're not selling me on going to NAMM next year either.
Well, the NAMM part, the part where you go into the convention center, that's cool. It's just when you know, go to these jams, they have the Black Label Society thing, and they, like I said, the Ronnie Montrose thing, and then they have the All-Star NAMM Jam, and, you know, all these special events, which is cool, but it's just too crowded.
Well, I mean, you know me, dude. Would I have enjoyed any of it?
Maybe the convention center part. I mean, it's not that crowded. I mean, it's crowded, but not to the point to where you're shoulder to shoulder, you know.
What you doing? You're just walking around, talking to, hey, it's Jeff Pilson.
Well, you'll run into different people. I mean, you know, the thing is for me, going with Bob Nobandian is the best. Sure. Because Bob knows everybody. Right. You know, he'll take you around and introduce you to all kinds of people, you know. The funniest one, though, is, and I've met this guy 2 and 3 times already, is Roy Z. Okay, yeah. He was trashed. Fucked up, huh? Oh, man, but he's a happy drunk, though. I mean, he was trashed, but he was just laughing and smiling and joking. But he was just having the best time. And, you know, great producer. You know, obviously worked with Dickinson, worked with Halford, you know, on some of their best solo work. Sure. And, you know, just seeing those guys hanging around, and it's just funny to, you know, just chit chat a little bit with some of these guys. Right. So it's just a fun hang. I mean, if you like to just hang and have some drinks and just shoot the shit, that's the place to go. Right. I'll let you have it. It just doesn't sound like anything I would want to do. Yeah. But, that whole thing is just massive. I did not run into the shoe this year, though, and Kimmy, his mom. Oh, that's tragic. I did not see them. That was sort of like a running joke with Bob and I. It's just, I wonder if we're going to see the shoe and his mom, Kimmy, today. Nice. Well, a quick text from Bob. I love it when Neeley kisses my ass. Oh, that's not it, dude. He's the man. Bob's the man. You know, just hanging out with Bob. He's, you know, the guy has, you know, almost his entire life history is wrapped up in the LA music metal scene, and for him to know everybody, you know, it doesn't matter. We walked into some areas of that NAMM that we wouldn't even expect to see anybody, and I'll be damned if he doesn't run into 2 or 3 people.
I know. Oh, it was weird. He was saying, who was he saying? The producer guy that
Roy Z?
No, Jonah Eklund.
Yeah.
And it's like, Jesus, how the fuck do you know this guy that lives in Sweden and works with Madonna and whatnot?
Yeah. He took us to dinner.
Yeah, it's like, how does he know that guy? But he does.
He does. Yeah, we went to Morton's Steakhouse. He bought us a nice dinner.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll go and see him in San Francisco, and I'll probably get to meet, the road tech from Death Angel. To meet anybody cool. Yeah. I'll meet him and Toby, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is good enough for me, to be honest. I don't need to meet anybody.
Right. Well, my only contribution to Bob was teaching him a little bit about wine.
Okay.
He learned to drink a Malbec.
Well, you could teach me that, too.
And he liked it.
Well, there you go. You taught him so. You provided something back for Bob. He gave you a full weekend. You taught him how to drink wine.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. So yeah, the drinks were flowing though. You know, I drank my share. I mean, not to the point of being soused or anything, but I drank a lot of wine though. That was the whole thing. I drank a lot of wine and Jack and Coke.
Well, when I go to San Francisco, I'm going to teach Bob a little something about some drinking. I'm going to show him a little Midwest drinking game that I play called Let's See How Much You Can Pour Into Your Fat Face.
Right. Right. Yeah. Then on Thursday, after Bob and Toby and I hung out a little bit, I went to dinner with Don and his chick and his daughter and his daughter's mother, and, you know, had a nice dinner with them. And that was a cool hang. And once again, drank plenty of wine there. So.
Is your new name Wendell Dockin? Have you been adopted?
I have been adopted.
You're part of the Dockin clan
now? I am. I've been accepted into the Dockin family.
Right.
Yeah. So no, that was fun. And then Bob and I hung out basically Friday and Saturday, and toured around at the NAMM show and ran into a bunch of different people, and it was just fun. It's just a fun hang. That's all it boils down to.
That's cool.
Then Bob and I had dinner. I bought dinner for Bob on Saturday.
Nice.
And then we called into the show.
Any swishy waiters?
No. We actually had nice waitresses this time.
Yeah, actual women.
Yeah, we actually had chicks.
Yeah, chicks, not guys trying to be chicks.
Yeah, and I didn't have any, both flights, out and back, I didn't have any swishy flight attendants either.
Jesus, what airline did you fly? Manly Air?
Yeah, it was American Airline.
Wow.
Yeah, first class, baby.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Is that what first class means now? No fags?
I don't know what it is, but I had good service both ways. Actually, good looking waitress or stewardesses or airline, whatever you call them now. I guess you don't call them stewardesses. You call them
stews.
No.
I still call them stews.
They're flight attendants.
Ah, they're stews.
Yeah.
Did you see the ass on that stew?
Yeah. So the flight to and out and back was really, not uneventful, no turbulence or nothing. So it was great.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. So when the San Francisco trip comes up, I hope you have just as good a luck.
Well, I hope so. I definitely will be flying first class. I started thinking about it, and I was like, I am way too fucking fat to be cattled into fucking coach.
Yeah, three seat cross.
That's just fucking ridiculous. I'm not so much worried about the seats. I'm more worried about the fucking leg room.
Yeah.
I can't handle that. I will punch somebody in their fucking head if they lean back into my fucking space. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, as soon as Bob has that date, so you can get your tickets early, because I got round trip first class tickets for just under $900.
Well, I appreciate Bob waiting until the last minute so I can pay about $1,700. Thanks a lot, Bob. Appreciate it.
So it was all good. Fun time as always. Just it's nice to get out to Southern California. I like, getting out of the Midwest, during the middle of the winter and going out there, especially if the weather's decent. And, the weather was probably in the mid 60s. I think Saturday got close to 70. So it was pretty nice.
Well, you definitely, I don't see how that was any different from the, 10 degrees that it was here.
Yeah, I got back and I noticed that there was a lot of ice on the ground. So I was like, whoa, must have had a cold spell roll through here.
Yeah, it was cold. Dude, it was cold enough, and I can go 4 or 5 days without ever starting my car, which I did, and my battery died for my car. And I'm so fucking lazy now that instead of just having somebody come over and jump my car or paying somebody to come do it, I literally go online and buy one of these portable jump start things.
You did, huh?
I did. I was like, I'm not gonna have somebody come over here and do this. I'll wait one extra day and just have one of these portable things delivered to me.
Right.
But say that thing worked.
Oh yeah. It'll pack a punch.
I couldn't believe it because the thing is only the size of like
a shoebox.
Not that big. It's literally the size of like a regular brick. Like you build a wall or something.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny.
Yeah.
And I plugged it into the wall, charged it for 4 hours, took it outside. My car that had nothing. I mean, my car was like, I would hit the button to start it. It would go.
It would go.
Yeah, nothing. No lights would come on. No nothing. I hooked this thing up one time, boom, right over.
Nice.
I was like, damn it, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. Technology, man, is just to the point now where everything is pocket size.
I mean, dude, we used to have another truck. Think about it. Even 5 years ago, you had to have a truck come over to jump your car, and it had to have enough battery power, and you had to rev the engine and everything else.
Yeah, get that alternator kicked in.
Yeah, to get enough juice to jump your car. Now I'm jumping it with a portable set of clamps and a brick.
Yeah.
And the thing has USBs on it, so if I ever lose power, I can keep my phone charged for like 6 days.
Well, there you go.
It's pretty good. And it was $50. It wasn't like it was some expensive thing. No. It was $56. It's like, how can you go wrong with that?
You can't.
Keep that in the car just in case I ever end up somewhere and my car won't start.
Exactly.
Or somebody tries to, hit me at gunpoint. I'll stick this thing on their fucking end of their gun and chuck them.
Nice. It's good to be back. It's good to be back on the show. I know that, it's not quite the experience of having Stephanie and AJ, but, it's a little more structured as we were talking earlier today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a reason they're called off shows. It's because they're off of what we normally do. They're definitely, especially when I'm drinking. I get into zones where I just change topics 15 times in 15 seconds and I forget all the shit that I was trying to say. And you actually, you're the rudder to the ship.
Yeah.
Those two don't know what to do. They're just like, oh, whatever. We'll just go with it wherever you go.
Yeah. I'll just follow your lead.
Yeah. And boy, did I go off onto some tangents, but it was still fun. Metal MILF was funny.
Yeah. That's the part I was listening to just before we called in.
Man, that was funny shit.
Yeah.
Down my knees, suck my sword.
Exactly. Feel my thunder, suck my sword.
It was just, you know what, dude? It was an off show, but it was just fun, man. Just that, I know it's goofy, but the whole thing with the diaper porn, I wish we would have had the cameras running for that because holy smokes, the shit that was. You had to see the video. The video of this girl shitting in a diaper and the diaper is turning brown.
Oh, gross.
Oh, it was fucking gross. And then it started leaking out the sides. I was like, ah!
the places you'll go.
Well, I don't even know how we got there. Yeah. I don't know what I have no idea how we got there, but overall it was fun. It was fun doing it, but whatever. That's why they're once in a while and not every week. If it did it every week, it wouldn't be very good. But
yeah,
once in a while, it's fun.
I get you. Well, speaking of video, How is my video quality? I don't know what you're seeing over there. So I'm just, is the lighting good? Is everything good?
Yeah, it looks good to me.
All right. Just checking. Just
low you up there. Yeah, look fine.
All right. Good. Perfect.
Very handsome.
Yes. Very, very handsome.
Very handsome.
Right. Well, tonight we got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. I know that you and I haven't really got into any real discussions about anything, but we're going to talk a little bit about some of the latest releases on some of our streaming video channels, and our good friend Ron Keel is coming up in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's going to call in. He's got a lot of shit going on.
He's always got a lot of shit going on. That is one working guy. He doesn't slack for a minute.
Right. No, he never stops, but he has a lot of new shit going on. So I figured I reached out to Ron and was like, dude, because I got 3 press releases in 2 days for different shit that he has going on. So I was like, okay, well, I hit Ron up and said, hey, you want to come on and talk about this, and this? He was like, yeah, brother, when? What time? Ron's like, I'll stay sober so that I can come on and promote well. I was like, dude, you don't have to stay sober.
Yeah.
But he'll be on here in a little while. Sure.
Now, I interviewed Lips from Anvil this week.
Yes.
And I found it interesting that these guys are into their 40+ year career as Anvil.
Yeah.
And, I was kind of chit-chatting about that Anvil documentary, which has been 12 years already.
Right, which is crazy.
10 or 12 years since they filmed that thing. And the funny thing is to hear him say, and I'm relating this to Ron too, he says, I'm at the pinnacle of my career.
Yeah, the pinnacle.
Yeah, he says, I'm busier now and in more demand now than I've ever been.
Yeah, because nostalgia's hot.
It is. That's what I'm saying. So it's funny that, they couldn't get the recognition or, interest in them for all these years. And, since that documentary, I'm sure that had something to do with it, but I know nostalgia is another thing. But, for him to say, yeah, I don't have to work a second job, that, my touring and merchandising and everything pays my living.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I listened to that interview. You did a good interview. It was funny because it was obvious to me when he started talking about pot. You were like, oh boy, but you hung in there and asked him a bunch of really good questions about it. So
yeah, he based their whole new album around it. Right. It was this whole theme, I guess, and it's obvious that he's a smart guy. I mean, he seems to have some very historical insight on things.
Sure.
And, he's no dummy. He's no drugged out burnout. He's definitely got some thoughts, and it was cool talking to him.
Sure. Yeah. We've been busy all of a sudden with interviews again. I think I did 2 or 3 this week, and I have 3 or 4 next week, and I'm working on 1 or 2 more for you, and getting busy again.
Well, it's the new year and heading into the spring and summer season, so people are getting, ready to go out and promote and do something.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's good. I like when we have a lot of interviews to do. It keeps us sharp.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least you, because you're right there by the phone.
Yeah, but I like better when we have interviews for you to do, because if you don't, then you could go 3-4 months, and I know it's people are gonna be like, oh, big deal, you fucking talk to people, but there is an art to it, and you can definitely get rusty doing interviews.
Oh yeah,
in a while.
Yeah, no kidding.
So it's good to keep going. I always feel I'm getting rusty if I go even 2 weeks. I'm always like, oh my God, what am I going to ask this fucking guy? Even if it's somebody I like, even if it's somebody I'm a total fan of, I'll come into it 5 minutes before. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to ask him? Did I listen to the record enough to know something about it?
Yeah, I know exactly how that is. I mean, I'm reading the press release. I'm looking at their website. I'm reading the Wikipedia, just sort of get boning up on things. And, so I don't look like, oh, what do you do? Could you state your name and what you do in the band?
And what makes it harder now here, we'll pull back the curtain a little bit. A lot of times now, the publicists hit us up the day before. They'll hit us up on Tuesday and say, hey, can you talk to so-and-so tomorrow? And I'll be like, yeah, okay. And then they'll be like, okay, well, here's the music. So literally I'll have less than a day to listen to the music. And it's like, well, how am I going to talk to you about this music that at best I've listened to all the way through twice?
Yeah.
But you always find a way.
Yeah, you try to absorb it in very, very quick fashion.
I work at home and I can play the shit, over and over. But there's a lot of good ones coming too. I'm trying to get Dean Castronova, who I've been trying to get for like 4 years on the show. Because I'm such a fan of that guy's voice. I can't believe that guy has wasted his career playing drums.
Well, I know that when he was still with Journey and he was doing Open Arms, it was a surprise as to how well he pulled that off.
He is as good or better than Steve Perry.
Yeah.
It's insane how good this guy is. What gets me is why did those guys feel like they had to go outside the band to get a singer? They had the guy in the band.
Yeah.
He literally sounds as good as Steve Perry.
Mm-hmm.
He literally sounds as good, and it's like why did they have to go to wherever, Philippines or wherever?
Yeah.
Why'd they have to go there when they had the guy in the band? Makes to me.
Well, who knows? But, yeah, at the time when he went off the rails, which, led to his losing his gig with Journey, he was on a downward spiral there for a little while, getting arrested and,
right. Yeah. Well, he had that meth problem.
Yeah, he had a big problem. But
that's an issue. But other than that.
Yeah. But he was able to right the ship and, come back out of it and do some cool stuff.
Did I say he was better than Steve Perry or as good as
As
Steve?
Good as.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put it this way. Orion, who always feels the need to correct me on every fucking thing I say. I'm pretty sure I said as good as, but I'll say this. His voice on this, pull up some Revolution Saints from that new record, Rise.
Well,
I don't care what song. His voice now, better than Steve Perry's solo album. Fucking right it is.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any denture slip.
No, he doesn't sound like his teeth are floating around in his fucking face.
Exactly.
Yeah, play me anything from Revolution Saints because he sounds amazing.
Well, let me pull it up here. Let's see here. Where'd it go here? I just downloaded it too.
Huh?
Let's see. Give me just a second.
All right. Hold. 1, 2, 3.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's see here. Extract. It might be a second because I didn't extract it yet from the zip holder.
That's fine.
But I know you talked about the Revolution Saints good release, and I just haven't had time to check it out yet. So
it's all three of the Revolution Saints records have been good. This new one is great, and it is definitely a Journey record.
Mm-hmm.
If you like Journey, there's no way you could not like this record.
Exactly.
So
from what I've heard, of it so far, I've heard a couple of snippets and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's pretty. If you're a Journey fan, you'll definitely like this.
Yeah, and this guy's voice is ridiculous. That's the part that gets me. This guy's been a drummer for 30 years, not using this voice. That's the part I just can't fathom. Whether we're going to say he's better or as good as, I don't want to insult anybody here, but whether we're saying he's better or as good as, to have this quality of a voice and not be using it is insanity.
Yeah. What else has he sung on?
Nothing.
No?
No. Only thing he's ever done is Revolution Saints.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm aware of.
Okay. Well, like I said, when he was still in Journey and he would sing one or two songs, he was pretty amazing.
Oh, it's awesome. And they did that Journey Through Time tour, and he was the singer.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking about. He was working with Neil Schon, right?
Yeah, they did like all the old stuff, the stuff they don't do in Journey now, like Patiently and Anytime and Feeling That Way and shit like that. And he was the Steve Perry in that, and he sounds amazing.
Yeah. Do you have a specific song?
Play whatever track 2 is, because I know that's him singing.
Okay. Let's take a listen to this.
That's just as good as Steve Perry in his prime.
You know, if commercial radio actually still played, new music, and they say a DJ wanted to just spoof people and say, here's something new from Journey, I bet you everybody would buy it.
They absolutely would. If Neil Schon would just do one interview and say, yeah, this is our new album. It's called Revolution Saints. It would fucking sell.
Yeah, it would.
It is insane how much he sounds like Steve Perry.
Yeah. That's funny, though, because I would think that if they introduced it as a Journey song, I think people would just accept it. So, yeah, that's Journey.
Yeah. It's amazing how good he sounds. And again, my point is, this guy's been in the business how long has Dean been in the business?
Well, he's been around a long time.
I mean, at least, wasn't he the original drummer of Damn Yankees? Wasn't it him and Jack Blades?
Not Michael Cardelloni.
Oh, is it? Yeah, you're right.
Wasn't he in
Bad English? Maybe?
Bad English.
Yeah. When was that? 86, 87?
Yeah, I think it was like 89, 88 or 89.
Oh, because sorry, that's only 30 years ago.
Yeah, because Journey called it a day after Raised on Radio. I think that ended in 87, right?
Right. So he was in Bad English in 89 or 90.
Yeah.
And for 30 years, he's had that voice and never used it until just the last 5 years. That's insane, man.
Mm-hmm.
He could have had. Can you imagine if he would have put out a record with that voice in 1990? He would have been a huge star.
Yeah, probably.
If any record label would have taken him on, and hell, if he would have been the singer instead of John Waite in Bad English, they probably would have. Bad English would probably still be going on, and not Journey.
Could be.
Could very well be. But it's crazy. But anyway, I'm a big fan of Dean, and I know I'm being called a faggot and everything else in the chat room, but you know what? Fuck you.
Why? Why is that faggy?
Oh, because Journey, man. I feel like I should be sucking a cock listening to that.
Really?
It's fucking gay.
Who said that?
Shut up. Air Supply sounding faggot music. Shut up, you fucking douches. Go listen to your Decapitation or whatever makes you manly, you fucking cocksuckers. Shut up. I have all that stuff in my collection, too, you fucking pussies.
Yeah.
Fuck off. If you need to have a man card, you're a faggot. Fuck off.
Too funny. I enjoyed that, so I guess I'm a faggot too.
Two faggots here. It's the classic faggot show.
Yeah, that's us.
Classic faggot show.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't see anything wrong with that. I thought it was pretty damn good.
Is it metal? No. So what?
No, it's just good melodic rock.
Yeah. The only thing metal here is the fucking name in the in the title of the show.
Exactly.
There's nothing metal about this anymore.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know what's wrong with people.
Oh. Where's this ringing at? Oh, my iPad.
Your iPad rings.
Everything rings. How do I turn that off? There it is. All right, there we go. Like, why is this ringing?
You got too many gadgets.
I do. Well, dude, you never know where I'm going to be. So wherever I'm at,
there you are.
Wherever I am, that's where I am.
Yeah.
Wherever I am, I can pick up and take a call. He's calling me. But stop calling.
Who's calling you?
That's Ron.
Why is he calling you?
I don't know. He doesn't have the number or whatever.
All right. Well, I guess we could take a break and play a couple of tunes, play a, Keel song, and, he can call the studio, or I could call him if you want to shoot me his number. Or
yeah, I'll shoot you his number as soon as I find it.
He's ready to go.
Yeah. Neeley will call in a second.
Yeah. Be patient, man.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah. You can have all the time you want once you get on here. So get those vocal cords all warmed up.
Look at Ben in the chat room. That was a gay ringtone, Chris.
You're so gay.
I can't win.
Everything about you is just fucking gay.
Now everything's ringing everywhere. Call him up, because I don't know if he's not looking at his phone or what, but whatever.
All right. Well, I'm going to play a couple of tunes. I'll call Ron.
All right.
And we'll get him on. So I got a request from May early on, so I didn't play her song a couple of weeks ago, so I'm going to play some TNT.
All right.
Some 7 C's, and I'll play some Ron Keel, and I'll get him on the line, and we'll talk to him.
All right, sounds good.
All right, well, here's some TNT with 7 C's exclusively here
on your classic metal show.
Hey, everybody, this is Tony Harnell from TNT, and you're rocking with Neeley on the Classic Metal Show.